a steal.
Edition of 76ers basketball.
And eventually you pencil him in as the starter at small forward. That is George. The NBA average, C.J. Miles.
Smart tip by Mahimi as well to get that second exchange out to the perimeter.
Fans are looking for a travel, but more important, 15 first quarter points.
Well, the turnovers have been an Achilles heel all year, and give credit to the Pacers for taking advantage.
Monte Ellis signing with the Pacers during the summer. Third year from Missouri, the free agent signee by the Sixers. Thompson eyes up a three. Paul George, by the way, their leading rebounder on the season, averaging just under 9. As
Paul George do it the way it's supposed to, with such a quickness and a plum. Man, is he tough.
Operations, of course, had a big hand in deciding that George would play a lot of power forward this year.
Well, I think they did not know. Ooh.
It's a big-time slam by Jordan Hill.
That's a grown man.
Out here in the first, so the Pacers get it. Pressey control. Sixers holding for one. Pressey challenges.
Same here, and I no longer twitch when I hear.
But it's not always about Duke.
No doubt about it. No question. Life goes on.
Paul George is back. Ellis alone for three, and he makes the Sixers.
Covering, so I know when I get out there who to cover. That conversation either took.
A badly needed hoop for the Sixers. George stepping in and stroking two, his third. He's got 13 points. He is their leading scorer. George, their leading scorer on the season. That's quite a move, stroking his second three of the game.
See if George is in the mood to take this game over. Seems like he is.
Here's Thompson. That's for three.
Big defender as he's setting the screen. That time, though, a little bit too much of Isaiah Cannon.
Marks him off tonight here on Comcast Sportsnet. C.J. Miles, Monte Ellis in the backcourt. That is Paul George. One bounce movie the night before in theaters Friday.
There's the Paul George in action. 16 points on the game. There's an assist for him in traffic. And then the one-on-one, Covington giving him a little bit too much room. Teammates doing a good job of finding him mark. More importantly, 6 rebounds as well. And then to start the third period, defense late to get out there. Paul George picking up where he left off.
Stauskas for a three.
He will not be at home for Thanksgiving.
Are you advocating seeing your turkey fly first before you eat it?
Always a good indicator of freshness.
Jahlil Okafor giving it up to Stauskas. Sixers give it up yet again.
Nick's got to be ready to shoot that, if anything, and I'm not saying every time.
They get something from them. Sixers only 40 points to this point. Paul George gets in.
Man game. Take a look at it again. There's Allen to George on the back cut, and Covington.
Playoffs. The first time in 5 years. Of course, they were without this guy, Paul George, and he is.
Instead of having to go back to the basket from the post, he was able to face up. Nice little drive. Sets up the nice little drive and the foul.
George through the back door, depositing two.
That's the good take, a nice aggressive move on the baseline by T.J. McConnell.
Paul George, and he's fouled. 30 points for Paul George.
And the question is, how does he get left alone, even for a split second? When the bus pulled up today, you knew he was their best player and that he should garner a lot of attention, and yet somehow the defenders behind him allows him to get to basketball. Not only that, a lane all the way to the rim. And guys are falling all over each other to congratulate Paul George.
Quite literally. Christian Wood for the first time for Jahlil Okafor. Jakar Sampson in for Robert Covington. At one point, the Sixers were down 3, 36-33. Since then, outscored 40. Make it 41. Loudest cheer of the night with that throwdown. Paul George with an answer against Sampson.
Their offense and getting a good shot. That was a good shot by TJ.
And for the second straight game, McConnell, a rookie season high. He's got 14 points.
Time and space makes it count.
Paul George among the NBA leaders. Steph Curry far and away.
Look at those
far
numbers.
and away.
That's crazy.
The leading scorer.
Now, we're talking about a team, folks, where he's not the only star on that team. There are plenty of other players. Because he's hard-nosed, flies under the radar, doesn't talk a lot. He does his talking with his game.